So, what's up? I was just reading about naked short selling and how naked shorting is a little different from traditional shorting. Interesting. Anyway, Tony will be back soon, so that's cool. I am not prepared. Well, where is it? Here he is. Okay. All right.
I just thought I'd share.
Hello, everybody.
It's Fartaculacticus. I just thought I'd share my personal situation with you. As far as the stock is concerned, I still have a significant amount. To me, it's a significant amount. I bought in at different prices, and it averaged, I think, pretty high. But if AMC ever went to a normal price, I think I would be fine. That's why I'm so adamant against the no vote.
If it ever went to a normal price. Personal situations, huh? Oh man, these people need a support group. Any entrepreneurs out there? Personal situation, all right.
Vote because it'll destroy my position. A normal price, it'll put it back to where it originally should be. So changing everything, that's a no-go for me. But what I'm concerned about is, and this is not, obviously it's not financial advice. I'm so tired of hearing that. I mean, it's obvious, we know it's not, but at the same time, people, they use that on people, and they take a lot of carte blanche. They take a lot of flexibility.
Well, yeah, the feeling is, yeah, it is financial advice, but it's not being given as professional financial advice. I don't think it matters. I don't think that anybody really cares. If some shit happens, you're gonna end up in court, no matter if you say NFA or not. And we've been saying that pretty much since we started doing this on YouTube. Like, that's ridiculous. This is not financial advice. It's not legal advice. Okay. Yeah. Nobody paid you and said, you're my lawyer. We get that. But you're also not qualified to do shit. So, anyway, disclaimers, useless.
With it, and they sell you on stuff. They're sellers. They're trying to sell you on things.
Are they short sellers?
Kohrs. I mean, he's one of the masters of it. Just saying that. I'm not really implying that you should get this stock and then start talking about that. It starts implying, basically. Well, with my situation,
here we go.
If the reverse stock split goes through, I don't know at what point I should get out, and this is just my thoughts on it, because I know that if it ever gets to the point where it needs to get for me to break even, it's almost impossible.
About last month, last year.
And I don't think Aron's going to do squat about what's going on. He has to be dragged into court to say anything, to get him to do anything. All these people need to be going to court for what happened, especially with the ape, for him
What
creating
happened?
ape without putting
What
it to a
actually
vote.
happened?
He was using the community to do it, you know. He was getting everybody all amped up about it. And he said, oh, they just gave me the green light. Anyway, I'm concerned about, for me, the huge loss I'm going to take. But at the same time, I can feel, you know, hey, that, you know, I feel responsible for it. Like, I take responsibility for my investment. But at the same time, you can't let these people off the hook. You can't just go,
Which
whatever.
people?
There has to
Who
be
are we
some
talking about
recompense
here?
for what's
We talking about Adam
an
Aaron
egregious
or
thing
the
they did
grifters?
to people. A horrible thing.
They. Who are they? I need to know who they are here. Otherwise, I don't know who or what we're talking about. They. This is so goddamn non-specific. And this is the problem with this way of looking at everything. It's somebody else's fault. They did it. No, they didn't fucking do it. You clicked buttons. Um, yeah, why did you let something happen if you didn't want anything to happen? Sounds like uh, I don't know. Nothing happened. Is that the fly? I think so. Think so.
And we can't get away with it. I personally can't let them get away with it. You know, it means the
Who?
courts. It means the courts. I don't want to talk about anything else or imply,
Not legal
but people
advice.
don't forget. A good example of this is China.
Apes never forget.
They had the opium crisis.
That's what they
and the
say.
West went and
Apes
poisoned their
apes never
people with
forget.
opium. They haven't forgotten it. It's been almost over oh no, it's been less than 100 years. But they have not forgotten it, and that's why they take the stances. Sometimes they take the stances on, because they remember what they did to their people. Conversely, though,
What?
they've done a
Who?
lot of
What?
horrible things to their own people too, and still are.
Who the hell? What?
Anyway, I just thought
Are
I'd
we
share that
talking
with
about
you.
genocide now? How did we get to be talking?
My
I don't
concern is
know.
like, what's going to happen when it splits? When do I get out of it? Because who knows if there's going to be a huge panic sell, and then the
When it
price is going to take a
splits,
dump.
you should fucking split. Or just go ahead now.
And it's going to skyrocket
Jesus.
when it splits, even though the price is completely irrelevant. I think they're going to say that the value is going up when it really isn't. It's all a lie. It's such a freaking horrible lie.
Who's
And
lying?
these
Wait,
YouTubers
who's
lie
saying
their
that?
asses off. Just
Who's saying that the value will go up? Um, I don't hear people. I don't know. Maybe they are saying that. Maybe they're saying the value goes up. I don't know.
they're so lucky they're behind a camera. That's all I gotta say. Anyway,
Ooh.
well, everybody have a good day. Hope to talk to you soon.
Yeah, right. I mean, if the price is irrelevant, why are you whining about losing money? Pay your tuition. Exactly, Ron. I mean, shit. What the fuck? Pay your tuition, pay your goddamn student loans. Or not. Or not. Oh yeah, the total banking collapse.
Today,
This
I
is
want
going to
to
be
talk about how
good.
the US banking collapse is about to cause the squeeze. I want to explain exactly what's happened to SI.
About to cause the squeeze. The banking collapse is about to cause the squeeze. Okay. Right? Yeah, but you can't graduate having not paid tuition. And I know this firsthand because I owed the library a nice little chunk of money for all kinds of overdue stuff over 5 years. So, but yes, you can pay tuition certainly and not graduate. Okay. The banking collapse is going to
About
cause
how
the
the
squeeze.
US banking collapse is about to cause the squeeze. I want to explain exactly what's happened to SIVB or Silicon Valley Bank, how they ended up in the current mess they're in, why there were halts in the pre-market today, what's going to happen to them going forward, and most importantly,
His the intonation of his voice is very interesting. I've been listening to this lately. When I listen to this guy, he has almost like a chant kind of thing going on in his voice, like he's incanting something. He's a total. This guy is a total fucking shill. Okay, this guy is insufferable. He doesn't even wear the bullish shirt anymore. Now he's just wearing generic shirts. Oh, what happened to your monkey team, moon monkey team shirts or whatever the fuck? Jesus Christ. Man, I can't believe this clown is still talking. It's oh my God. Oh my God. Um yeah, that's interesting. We have conflicting YouTuber info. Collapse will cause a squeeze. The squeeze, or is AMC causing the bank collapse? Um, and I had live stream series or couple live streams over the years about this, about the fake catalysts, and somewhere I don't, I have no idea. I don't. Well, there's one particular one that I'm looking for, but it's green. It's it's green. It's got a list on it on the front of it. Where the, here it is. Failed squeeze catalysts, and these guys, the chat. I remember a couple times on these streams here like this. Oh, I mean, I tried to think of as many as I could to put on this thumbnail, and I think they came up with about twice as many. But the regulations, SEC investigations, earning reports, NFT, popcorn. So that was 6 months ago. Market crash, market recovery, lawsuits, GME split. Oh yeah, right. There was a split, right? Media FUD options, pandemic ending, buy a gold mine, box office, FTDs not selling, computer share, special dividend. I mean, but yeah, market crash, market recovery, because they were trying to say that both were. when when shit looked like a bearish outlook, it was, oh yeah, well, when the market crashes, it'll cause margin calls, it'll screw up their long position, so they're going to have to dump their short positions that they're losing so much money on, even though AMC is down 90 fucking percent. Explain that one, Tom. You fucking wanker. Explain that.
How is this fallout going to impact the squeeze? So stay tuned and let's
And
make
let's
some
make some
money.
money.
And now I want to dive straight in with the key information. So, True Demon has given an excellent summary of what happened to SIVB over the last few days. He tweeted saying another bank is facing liquidity problems. SIVB just liquidated 21 billion of their assets held for sale for $1 billion loss. SIVB had all these assets, but interest rates were not on their side. They were paying out more in interest on their loans than they were taking in from their customers. Therefore, they've just had to sell off a massive chunk of their portfolio, and they've taken on some pretty heavy losses. They tried to cover up those losses with an equity and debt raise, but obviously the market panicked. This article says that Silicon Valley Bank wasn't well positioned for rising interest rates, leading to losses and a dilutive capital raise. Other banks also show similar red flags. It says as interest rates have risen, many banks have actually become more profitable because the spreads between what they earn on loans and investments.
No, he didn't say this. He wrote this. I mean, this guy is such a clown. He says, I'm gonna put his voice into a waveform analyzer, and I don't want to see the pitch profile, if you will, of his voice because he has a little thing where he says this, and I maybe it's a British thing, but uh, it's very I don't know. I feel like he's trying to mind control me. into buying AMC or something. Like, oh God. Well, really, it's just fucking annoying
And what they pay for
because of what he's
funding
saying. Because what he's saying is so annoying. He's a wanker.
has widened, but there's always exceptions. Many of these banks that were giving out
Oh, the
cheap
squint, the
loans but had to
squinty
pay
fuck.
tons of money for their funding are now in really tricky positions because they've been taking on massive losses over the last year or two. As a result, Silicon Valley Bank stock was down 54.64% yesterday and actually closed the day down over 60%. But what you may not know is that SIVB was actually the 16th largest bank in the entire of the US. And as Stepan Lady said, this is not a joke, something big is brewing. Now, obviously, this panic was amplified by Michael Burry tweeting yesterday saying that it's possible today that we've just found our Enron. It's possible that any of those three banks
I mean,
currently
how is
failing
that
at the
a
moment between
valid
SI,
comparison?
Silvergate,
See, how is this a valid comparison right now? I don't know that it is. Whatever, whatever, Sandra. Um, who did I see that was talking about Uri recently? Shit, I don't know. I saw somebody ragging on Cassandra recently. I didn't read it or watch it, but I saw it, and I'd probably agree with some of it, a lot of it, maybe. I don't know, except when he says possible. Hmm.
Bank, SBNY, Signature Bank of New York, and SIVB, Silicon Valley Bank, any of those three could be fraudulent. The combination of those three banks
My favorite last time was when he was talking about resetting FTDs with married puts, divorced puts, and he would it was it wasn't nothing said divorced on the screen ever. It's his commentary that he adds to dumb it down. That's exactly what he's doing. He's taking whatever's there and he's dumbing it down even more by adding these explainer words. It's retarded. It's like literally like kindergarten shit. And divorced puts, uh, married puts, or divorced puts, or both, or all. What was it? Naked puts, married puts, divorced puts, or both, or all three. It didn't say any of that shit. Anyway, god damn.
actually manage over $500 billion in customer deposits, which is actually more money than was managed by Lehman Brothers prior to their collapse. So obviously, if all
Oh,
three of these banks do end up failing, we could absolutely have another Lehman moment, potentially even a larger moment. Now, again, this
but
panic was even more amplified today, where Peter Thiel
but
advised
it's not a credit crisis. We're not talking about a credit crisis. Okay. Anyway,
companies to pull money from Silicon Valley Bank. The stock was down 60% yesterday, and it was down another 60% in the pre-market this morning before it was halted during pre-market trading. I think this definitely gives the message of a bank run or a run on the bank, as many of these influential figures
no,
are steering people
the
away from
FDIC came in. The FDIC came in, shut them down, and took over. They're done. Like,
Silicon Valley Bank and actually advising companies to withdraw their money. And obviously, as more and more customers withdraw their money, these losses for Silicon Valley Bank end up being amplified. And this morning, Genevieve tweeted again saying, "Good morning, everyone. Silicon Valley Bank is getting worse. Customers who are trying to pull
what a
millions of dollars
strange
out
series of opening statements. Good morning, everyone. Silicon Valley Bank is getting worse. Uh,
can't." She said online banking and mobile services are showing as unavailable for some customers. On top of that, staff have actually been told to work from home today and for the foreseeable future. He said as a result, the stock is down 60% in the pre-market, and if the bank does fail, it would be the second largest banking failure in US history. Obviously, Silicon Valley Bank on its own isn't quite as large as Lehman Brothers, but Silicon Valley Bank combined with Signature Bank of New York and SI or Silvergate Capital is actually larger than Lehman.
all I
So
got to
this
say,
don't
Model
change
3
due to
dude, all I got to say right now is at least the apes were wise enough, right? they were wise enough to treat AMC as their savings bank. Remember that? AMC is my savings account. I'm going to put my money in that instead of in the real bank, or just keep it in dollars. And yeah, how did that work out? But at least they were wise enough. They had the foresight enough to use AMC rather than Silicon Valley Bank, even though they would be protected under FDIC if they had less than 250K, which the apes, of course they do. Um, but shit, I mean, and add in there, the interest rate hikes that have happened and are still likely to happen, and that's like a doubly shitty deal. So plus inflation. I don't think that's an acceptable savings rate.
Amplification of all of this panic, the SIVB stock was down 60% in the pre-market today after being down 60% yesterday as well, and as a result the stock was halted in the pre-market and hasn't opened yet so far today. You may be saying, Tom, how have these criminals halted yet another
Yeah, it's
stock,
not
but
going
this
to
time while
probably.
it's falling and not while it's squeezing? Well, it says here the SIVB stock, or SVB
Wait,
Financial Group, was
I
halted on a T1 trading halt. Is at SIVB stock was down 60% in the pre-market today after being down 60% yesterday as well, and as a result the stock was halted in the pre-market and hasn't opened yet so far today. You may be saying, Tom, how have these criminals halted yet another stock, but this time while it's falling and not while it's squeezing? Well, it says here the SIVB stock, or SVB Financial Group, was halted on a T1 trading halt. And you may be able to see here in this small pop-up, but it's very, very small text, it says T1 halt, news pending. Trading is halted pending the release of material news. This is why the SIVB stock was halted in the pre-market and hasn't opened today, because news is pending on the stock, and therefore it's halted pending this news. Now, shortly after this halt was issued,
God
they did
damn it.
actually release some news. As Gavin tweeted, he said all
Yes,
attempts by Silicon
they
Valley
released some
Bank to
news.
raise money.
So I'm going to show you a tweet by some ogre named Gurgavin. What the fuck? You ever use a real fucking source? Oh my God. Oh. Take the weekend to see how deep this runs for market open. Well, I mean, if I would expect the Federal Reserve to be meeting this weekend, and other banking uh, officials and leaders and whatnot to figure something out to make sure it doesn't happen again. Because I mean, another bank failure would not be good. But I mean, and here we're talking about, I mean, okay, I'm not going to go down the conspiracy. I can't even believe that he's taking this at face value, because you could spin this way better than whatever bullshit. Oh, this bank failed because I'm not saying it's bullshit. Don't get me wrong, but that's just what the news is saying. Um, there are much better conspiracy theories that you could easily think of here. Like, I mean, it depends on who you want to be the conspirators, I guess. But if it's Wall Street, then it's like, they're working in cahoots to basically get the Fed to print more money for them. Basically, because they've been fucked by the interest. I mean, air quote fucked. No, they just made less money, and their stock was $300 a couple days ago. Like that's what the market valued it at. So give me a fucking break. And it just pops up. I don't know. I you know, but I'm skeptical of anything that comes out of Wall Street, banking system, finance in general. I don't take it at face value necessarily. I'm open to whatever wherever the facts go. So, I mean, There's no facts that say that yet, but something being on the news is not necessarily fact. But wouldn't it be convenient though? I don't know. Might be for them. Convenient for them, of course, them, they. Um, and there's always a spin usually to things. So who knows what's really happening? But I mean, uh, God. Okay. They should just buy all these banks. Obviously, this bank, they weren't invested in AMC, or maybe they were. That was the problem. But all these pension funds that are, um, you know, YOLOing into AMC because they believe in the squeeze. Who's the more, yeah, Tony, not the first bank that'll ever fail. It's not the end of the market or the economy. It's not the last bank that will ever fail. It, uh, I guess the question might be something like, does it pose any systemic risk to the system? Um, is it the first of a series of dominoes that may have a bigger impact? Um, who knows? But oh, the other thing is this is like a regional bank. So what I've learned is that this crisis. Oh, it's not really a crisis, but this problem, the complex of problems that led to this, um, may be unique to regional banks. Smaller, I mean, it's a big bank, but it's not like a Bank of America or Citi type deal. J.P. Morgan, it's more of a regional player. So the unique characteristics characteristics and needs of their customers, et cetera, that go along with the bank in that area, Silicon Valley, which also has a lot of it kind of makes sense, I guess. Okay, like tech stocks depend heavily on lower interest rates, right? It's one of the reasons why trading the Qs last year and this year is generally pretty good trading, um, because it's more volatile because of that, or at least on paper. But so I mean, in a way, it almost seems like um, a little bit surprising, maybe that this hasn't happened already. Yeah, we can start a bank. We'll blame it on it being not big enough to succeed. The apes, they have all these crazy beliefs about how the market works. We looked at the Marines' personal understanding of how the market works, and um, well, moving on from that, I read I think it was in a Reddit comment. I should have screenshotted it, but it basically said that um, maybe they said that the market it should work like the price of the stock should be whatever the highest price someone is willing to pay for it. So if somebody says I'll buy AMC for $2,200 a share, then that becomes the price. And so if you want the price to be higher, you just pay more for it, and that becomes the price. And because then that would cause the MOASS. See, um, but Towel apes. Oh my God. Towel apes. How about this? Uh, the fuck is it? Okay.
Money have failed per CNBC. Also guys, be sure to join me over on Moomoo, the sponsor of today's video, using the link in the description below. You can currently get up to 17 free stocks, entirely
17?
free trading,
17? Oh. Mm,
free level 2 market data, and
Jesus
most important,
Christ.
advanced chart support. And you can also,
Wait,
and with
what?
Moomoo, you can also, they've got tons of technical indicators. And most importantly of all, Moomoo is very easy to use. They've got tons of technical indicators.
No, it's not. It looks busy and unprofessional as fuck. Looks like it was designed like for people who play Minecraft. Nothing against that or those or anybody who does, but it's got this ADHD appearance to it. The opposite of minimalist. Ugh. Towel ape. What does that do? Towel ape. Towel ape is Bed Bath Beyond. Bye bye baby. Bye
And
bye to all my money,
advanced
baby.
charting tools. And with Moomoo, you can also get entirely free 24/7 customer support.
Oh, sweet. What a great selling point.
And at CNBC, Silicon Valley had hired advisors and is looking to sell itself again per CNBC. Silicon Valley
Again, sell itself again. It doesn't say again, Tom. Where'd you get again from? And I'm not going to go look it up and see when the last time it was sold and see if it's relevant for us to know again there. But god damn it, quit fucking editorializing the shit that you're supposed to be fucking reading. It's annoying as fuck. And stop squinting too.
Bank obviously released this massive news story that they can't raise additional emergency capital and they're looking to be acquired by another bank, likely for pennies on the dollar. And I think this failure of a massive bank, or the failure of Silicon Valley Bank specifically, absolutely ties in with the mother of all short squeezes.
Here we go. Look at that. Wow. Right on cue. Just over halfway through the video. Now he segs into trying to make this loose, I mean, entirely speculative connection between some event, something that happened, and something that will never happen. This is going to be great.
As AMC cheerleader tweeted, she said when banks can't pay their customers, like SIVB, it's a game of financial Jenga. One wrong move and the whole system could come crashing down. And she said the thunderstorms of the
Financial Jenga. Oh, that's cute. AMC cheerleader. That's cute. Financial Jenga. I haven't heard that one yet. Wow, original too. She's smart. She's a smart one. Financial Jenga. I I prefer financial battleship. That's more fun to me. Or financial chutes and ladders. That's more like what it is. Financial chutes and ladders. But in this case, you want the ladder because that takes you up. And the chutes when you slide down. It's more fun, but that's when the price goes down. So unlike naked short ladder attacks with AMC, you actually want the ladders if you're doing the Candyland mod market APK Candyland modded cracked. But anyway, financial Jenga.
rebel short
Jesus.
squeeze are rumbling the market. Now obviously we know that SIVB can't pay out their money to their customers, but obviously the massive problem that this creates is a problem of contagion, which could very much collapse the entire financial market. As James tweeted, he said, are we about to see some silly contagion from Silvergate Capital and from SIVB? Obviously tons of these other banks like First Republic and PacWest Bancorp and obviously SBNY all.
I'm seeing blocks, massive blocks of puts, 5 to 10K, going off in tons of obscure small banks. Well, guess what? Okay. Somebody, people, participants, market participants. Doesn't have to be a person. It could be a thing. Participants see this and they want to speculate and capitalize on it. Like what? So what? So there's a problem with the bank, and you're seeing, I'm seeing like the the narcissism here. Like it just comes through. Like I can smell it. I'm seeing massive blocks of puts going on off in tons of obscure small banks. What is going on with no question mark? What is going on? Um, yeah, I can't stand these people. I really can't. But I do, I guess. Don't break the ice. How about operation? How about operation or uh trouble? Trouble. Or just straight up checkers. I mean, really, you think do you think that these, maybe not the grifters themselves, but like the run of the mill rank and file Marine style ape, uh, you think that they are any good at playing tic tac toe? I mean, I wonder, or checkers for that matter. Oh, go with checkers. So many experiments we could do if we could, if that was only allowed
Also
by
fell
amateurs.
massively on this news as well. As a result, it's likely we will see contagion over
I'm gonna go round up a few dozen AMC apes, and we'll we'll get the injections ready,
to
and
other banks and even likely to Credit Suisse as well. As Peruvian Bull tweeted, he said most people don't realise actually how crucial Silicon Valley Bank is. He tweeted saying billions of dollars in venture debt, untold amounts of warrants and convertible notes in early stage
crucial.
firms and startups. He said if SVB fails, it could be the Lehman moment for the startup world. Many of these startup companies or
But most of the, you mean for the startup world where you know, billions of dollars in
unicorns
venture debt. I mean, I get it, but I mean, what Manuel put something in the finance chat earlier about Bill Ackman talking about a bailout. So we're already talking about bailouts, huh? Wow, that was fast. So, I mean, my scam detector is going off again. I got to reset it, maybe turn the sensitivity up, but or down. But I mean, bailouts. Okay.
take all of their loans from Silicon
I mean, I guess that's what we're talking about at the Fed's meeting. I mean, really, what, but when they're not going to call it, mark my words on this, they're not going to call it bailouts. They are not going to call it bailouts. And they're not going to call it, it won't be like it might be like a TARP type of thing, like a troubled asset relief program. TARP that we're throwing over the bad debt, the bad the bad stuff. We're gonna throw this tarp over it, and you can pay us back or not later. Uh, I don't know what that would be called, but should think of a couple inappropriate things.
Valley Bank. Not only have they taken their loans from Silicon Valley Bank, but also store their money
I can't wait. How's he gonna work Citadel into this? If he doesn't work Citadel into this, he's not, you know, he can't hang. I mean, seriously. I need to hear Citadel, Ken Griffin, market makers, naked shorts. I need to hear something rather than, oh, this other thing crashed, so it's going to cause AMC to go in the opposite direction. That requires a lot of diligence to prove because that's in a, that's just not like a natural thing that would happen. So you're gonna have to show that.
with
Sorry.
Silicon Valley Bank as well. And that's why the Founders Fund and other firms like Peter Thiel have also been telling their companies or advising their portfolio companies to withdraw their money. If SVB does fail, it could likely take tons of money from these startup companies with it straight into bankruptcy. Obviously, all of these startups failing would not only have a massive knock on the stock market, but it'd have a massive knock on these hedge funds as well. We know that funds like Tiger Global actually have tons of their
Here we
money
go.
invested into these startup companies that haven't yet gone public with giant valuations. The way that many of these hedge funds are still meeting their margin calls is because they're using massively overinflated valuations in startup non-public companies. And
Oh,
obviously, if these
really?
startup companies
Oh, is that's how they're able to meet their margin call requirements. So if they weren't cheating, then they wouldn't be able to meet their margin call requirements and you would have a MOASS. Is that what you're saying, Tom? Is that it? I think that's what he just kind of implied. So it's the goddamn hedge funds cheating again. Jesus Christ. These hedge funds, I swear. Now, which ones are we talking about, Tom? Hmm?
end up failing, their massive valuations disappear. Not just fall from 10 billion to say 5 billion, but from 10 billion to zero. And Genevieve also tweeted about the unrealized losses in the FDIC balance sheet. This article says the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation in February reported that US banks' unrealized losses on available for sale and held to maturity securities totaled $620 billion in unrealized losses. Now that was up from only $8 billion a year earlier.
There's a weird cadence at the end of his sentence when he speaks a sentence too. Like he goes up into this um like drone like tenor type tone. I mean like any type of chant and then he has like these like ornamental things that he uses at the beginning and end or on certain words or certain phrases or some weird gay fucking bullshit. Nah, but
unrealized
it's
billion,
interesting.
but from the FDIC balance sheet. This article says the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation in February reported that US banks' unrealized losses on available for sale and held to maturity securities totaled
We're up in the
$620
chant now
billion in unrealized losses.
in unrealized losses, and that's like the it's just I don't know what the fuck I am even watching here. Like so this we have a screenshot of a sentence that is also highlighted. Okay. So this is a pet peeve of mine. If you have something, like a book or a document, and you're highlighting stuff on it, if you highlight everything, you highlight 100% of the content on there, what's the point of the highlighting? It kind of defeats the purpose, not standing out from anything else. So why is it highlighted and why is it cut off? And who the fuck is Genevieve anyway? And why do I care? Is it his girlfriend? Like, Jesus. Um, but okay, unrealized losses. All right.
And that was up from only $8 billion
Is this going to be like one of those securities sold, not yet purchased things where they just totally misinterpret? And with that too, I just want to touch on that real quick. The argument seems to be at this point, and correct me if I'm wrong on this, but the security sold, not yet purchased thing, um, with that, it's what it seems like they're trying to say now is that Citadel does this is money that Citadel owes and that they don't pay it. They're not going to buy what they need to buy and that they're somehow committing securities fraud or accounting fraud or something by saying that they are or putting it on their statement and then but they're not going to fulfill the obligations in the future at some point. They're not going to do that. So they're just basically it's just like a sinkhole for money. They itemize it on that line and it just goes away. It's like vanishing debt. I, that's the best I can do. Which is like, okay, so you're just saying that this is what, you know, this is how much they owe and they're not going to pay it. They don't pay it. So fuck you, pay me. I mean, that's really the point that we're at now. That's what they're saying. How the I don't know, but this is some stupid fucking shit. Like for real. Oh, they call for an expedited meeting Monday? Monday? Ugh. Monday. Monday. See, why Monday? Why not tomorrow? Why not Friday night? Whatever. Fuck it. I mean, that's the Federal Reserve for you. That's the same Federal Reserve that fucked it up and then fucked it up again and probably is going to fuck this up also. Um, here's my 2023, 2024 macro outlook. Inflation is not going anywhere, and the market's going to all-time highs. And figure that one out. That's the magic of Wall Street right there. Inflation is entrenched and it will continue to accelerate ultimately until something else breaks. And the market will go higher, like proportionally and exponentially with inflation. It's the end game. It's the end game. It's the ultimate end game. I'm probably kidding, but who knows? Who knows? It's not just that SIVB that is blowing up. Alts are going mad across a swath of regional banks. A swath. They said the banks were fine. They said we had to capitulate. They all made horrible bets. Congrats, you degenerates. So they all made horrible bets? What? No, this is absolute poppycock, really. The media is not blaming AMC fucking bag holders for the economy, for the problems. Nobody is blaming the fucking apes. That's some fucking narcissism. Imagine being that narcissistic, being that full of yourself. Like, I just, you actually take some type of fucked up pleasure in perceiving people as blaming you for anything when really you're inconsequential. Let's see here. What's she saying? Take a drink each time he jumps to a new subject without warning me. Hard to keep up. Well, hey, that's I mean, you said it. It's hard for you to keep up. I see. I'm gonna do a Thomas James. She said it's hard for you to keep up. Victimhood is king. What do you call you? Yeah. Um, value of the ape stock dividend should be $1 or one. I'm sorry, 1 cent per unit received, not $6.95 per unit as previously stated. Okay. So yeah, so they screwed it up. So wealth simple was a little bit too simple, and they just used the price of ape, I guess, as it came out, and it should be the par value, which is 1 cent. Seems pretty straightforward.
$1 billion a year earlier, all the way from $8 billion to $620 billion in unrealized losses. So it seems this contagion is already spreading not just from Silicon Valley Bank, but to other major banks and to startup companies, and importantly, to hedge funds as well. Now, the reason why this is also important is because hedge funds have also increased their leverage over the last few weeks and the last few months. That means these hedge funds are now taking even more risky bets with increased leverage that could cause massive swings in their overall portfolios. It says hedge funds up their leverage but fear directional bets with blurred.
Wait, what does it say?
More risky bets with increased leverage that could cause massive swings in their overall portfolios. It says hedge funds up their.
He says, it says, I mean, it says, I don't know what he's saying. Lose new line cleanup operation. Okay, we'll go there next. Yeah, I'm waiting for this bingo game. Now I want it custom uh metal laser engraved bingo cards. Can you do that for us? Yeah, probably do it on
Leverage
your
but
phone
fear
while you're taking a
directional
shit.
bets with blurred macro picture. That basically means that hedge funds are increasingly using more leverage to make wagers on the stock market this year, but they remain less inclined to bet on the market direction due to heightened
Okay.
macroeconomic uncertainties.
Does he know what that means? I wonder if he even knows what you're talking about here.
Now, obviously, if any one of these hedge funds does make a largely leveraged bet or a largely increasingly leveraged bet in any direction on any specific stock and gets it wrong, it could be game over for that hedge fund. Which obviously is good news for us because the more hedge funds that end up failing, it means the more hedge funds that have to close out of their long
Dude, you're
position.
totally fucking missing the point of what's written there. They didn't say, oh, it says actually less inclined to bet the market direction. They're using more leverage to make wagers, but they're not betting directionally. He's not even reading it. He's not even reading and comprehending it. He's just saying, oh, heightened macroeconomic uncertainties. That means hedge funds crashing and going away. I can spin that. What a fucktard. God damn it, I hate this fucking guy. This is the laziest fucking shit. The laziest shit. And he's one of the biggest existing remaining grifters. What a fucking idiot. God damn it. He's he literally oh my god. Like that ugh,
And close
fuck
out of
you,
their shorts
Thomas
as well.
James.
And obviously, the more hedge funds that do end
I
up
fucking hate
failing
you.
drags the market down into a market crash,
Oh
causing
yeah.
that AMC
Oh
squeeze.
yeah. When was the yeah, look at that serious face. Oh god. What an insufferable piece of oh. Um Ants Trades needs to come back. Yeah, where's he at? Last you know where I don't know where he is, but I know when he was last on YouTube. It was somewhere around here. This is the last time he was on. Oh, what an idiot. Okay.
Ways. But I think the funniest part about all of this is Jim Cramer, just like with Bear Stearns, actually urged investors to buy Silicon Valley Bank, saying that it was still cheap, that it has room to run, and that it's absolutely
When?
safe. This is when Silicon Valley Bank was trading at over $300 per share, and obviously in the pre-market this morning it was trading at only $30 per share. Silicon Valley Bank dropped by 66% yesterday following concerns the bank is on the brink of collapse and is down over 90% since Jim Cramer's recommendation. Don't forget this recommendation didn't happen 2 or 3 years ago pre-pandemic. This recommendation only happened just 1 month ago. Jim Cramer said the fears are not just
1 month ago. Um yeah, it makes me think of the short. Look at that. Look at that. Short Jim Cramer coming back. So this one, S Jim, the inverse Jim Cramer ETF. This one means Jim Cramer is a shill. And then there's L Jim, which is the long Cramer, which means that he's just stupid. So stupid or shill, take your pick. I'm going with shill. He got his 140 a share and split. And split. Yep.
justified and that Silicon Valley Bank actually presents a very compelling situation. Jim Cramer obviously gives the perfect signal of exactly the opposite of what's going to happen in the stock market and exactly the opposite of what's going to happen to many of these stocks. But guys, be sure to let me know what you think down in the comments.
So what do you say about AMC then? It's going to the moon? Clearly he did. Okay, Lou.
Alrighty, so since we're getting closer to wrapping up AMC,
Wrapping up.
it happens. What I decided to do also is wrap.
Confidence is just, wow. That's some killer confidence right there. We're getting closer to the wrap up, guys.
Alrighty, so since we're getting closer.
He's so fucking casual and cool. I want to be like Lou. Fuck. Look at that white room too. Where the fuck is he? That is a white room. All that sunshine, white, nice white linen sheer or curtains and everything. Yeah. What the fuck? Walk towards the light.
To wrapping up AMC, by anyway it happens.
It happens.
What I decided to do also is wrap up a couple of other plays I was involved in. After the AMC 8 cleanup operation, judge vote, whatever happens.
Cleanup operation.
The next two I see as my cleanup operations is going to be the GTI and the COSM. Now the COSM,
oh fuck,
I still can't get over the fact that reverse split was done on us and how we got screwed and how I got screwed by the broker and stuff like that. That still stings, and it stings, and it burned a lot of people. But
God damn,
the one thing that those two stocks are missing, besides the fact that they didn't fucking step it up, like GTI, you know, show the numbers.
Oh, sweet. Oh, nice. Rise 13% 3 days ago. Oh, right. What a piece of shit. Oh my God. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, 15%. Yeah. Well, unfortunately now it is about 10% below where it was before that 15% run up. But okay, do your cleanup operation.
Do a lot of things.
Now, what about Sundial?
Nonetheless, I give a fuck about our people. There's an opportunity there. COSM, there's also an opportunity there, but the opportunity needs retail. It needs the people that are currently right now.
I mean, it needs to be pumped. It needs greater fools.
AMC and 8.
Right.
So when people ask me, what about GTI? What about COSM? Very simple.
What about SNDL?
Right.
What about
cleanup operations? But don't tell me
BBIG.
I was bag holding, because this is the nature of the beast. If you hold too long, you're done. This is a one-time. So once I wrap up here, hit.
Look at Lou trying to teach people how to play short squeezes. It's one and done. You don't want to stick around too long because that's what you did. You fucked around. I have no idea, Model 3 dude. He's just talking. He's just talking.
So there's your GTI COSM. I'm coming back. I'm coming. I'll help fix everything down the line the best I can. But don't be crying later on that you didn't grab the money when you could. There you go.
Was that on my, oh, it was on mine. Oh, Fidelity is like spitting up on itself again. Oh, Jesus. Okay. Sweet. Awesome. Bank runs have started. Okay, Steve. Selling Tesla covered calls weekly. Oh. Yes. Donnie. Here we go. Donahue George. Like, he's been doing these videos lately where he's walking. He's wearing his walking shirt. He's wearing his padded walking shirt that he has. And it sounds like he's wearing like dress shoes, the way that they click, clack, clack when he walks. Maybe he's wearing wooden clogs or something. Where the, I don't know. This is Florida. Fuck. Weird.
This is not financial advice, it's not legal advice, for entertainment, educational purposes
Look,
only.
oh, he's working up a sweat there. He's winded. Listen to him. He's been pumping.
Please don't make any financial decision based on anything I say in these videos. That being said, hit the like button, subscribe button, all that YouTube algorithm stuff, so you get the videos I put them out, see what I'm thinking, see I'm analyzing that data. But like I tell y'all every day, the day they release us is false, man. It gives a false narrative market so we can make bad
trading decisions. Yeah, we know. This guy's so pathetic that he has to pass the buck in the fucking disclaimer. He's already saying that it's somebody else's fucking fault in the disclaimer. Oh, man. Jesus.
I did a video, I think in a tweet yesterday, about Silvergate Bank. I said they're done. It's over. I mean, they're shutting down. And the thing is, Silvergate is just the tip of the iceberg. And this is just my opinion. I'm not telling you to buy, hold, or sell. I'm telling you this is just my opinion. Silvergate is just a...
I'm not telling you buy, hold, or sell, but I bought some of that Silvergate because that's a good deal. He runs the beer cart. Oh, he probably cuts the fucking grass.
Tip of the iceberg. I'm not telling you to buy puts. I'm not telling you to buy puts. But I think Signature Bank is going down. And we all know what's going on with that Silicon Valley Bank. The
Silicon Valley. No, Donnie. No, it's not that type of Silicon Valley.
Valley Bank.
They were
down like 60% also yesterday.
Oh my God.
They're going down. Nobody's depositing any money.
Listen to how loud he's talking to. He's a fucking loudmouth, just like Trey was. Rest in peace. Did you guys hear? Trey passed away.
And you know, with banks.
Just kidding. Yeah, I didn't hear that. I just made it up. Maybe he did. I don't know. He's talking loud as fuck. Like you can hear the reverberations.
Once you lose confidence in the banks, it's over for the bank. Once people
I'm in headphones though.
In the banks, it's over.
Yeah, I can hear it. I heard an echo. He's talking loud. He's really a loud talker. He's a loud talker.
For the banks. So everybody's taking money out. Silicon Valley Bank is selling millions of dollars in stocks to raise money because they are in
probably, and he's excited. He gets excited about big numbers like that because he's shouting out a huge number. It makes him sound real important and smart. Pathetic. Fucking pathetic. God damn.
Trouble. They are having liquidity issues. And the thing is, it's not limited to just Silvergate. It's not just limited to Signature Bank. It's not just limited to Silicon Valley Bank. I see a lot of other banks that are gonna go down. This is just the tip of the iceberg. I'm telling y'all right now. And once again, I'm not telling you to buy.
The kind of guy. Okay, one thing happens, and now everything's gonna happen, and I know it first. This is like the lowest of the low hanging fruit that you could fucking pick. Okay, great. You felt important for 3 minutes and 44 seconds, but was the information valid? Did it have any real purpose? You're not telling anybody to buy, hold, or sell. So what's the point here? Well, it's going to be flipping over to AMC soon. We're at the halfway point, basically. We're going to see the pivot here.
Hold or sell any share or stock in any bank. But I'm telling you, everything that I'm seeing, all the DD they say we don't do.
These people up here in these units, whatever the fuck this is, whatever this place is, it looks terrible to me. I would not want to be anywhere near something that looked like that. To be honest, 100% honest. I know I would not like the kind of people that are there or the kind of people that work there, whatever it is. And if it's a gym, if it's an exercise gym, then, yeah. But could you imagine, being up here on this balcony, enjoying a nice evening or morning or whenever the fuck this was, and you hear this loud mouth coming down the street? I mean, that's probably why his videos are only 2-3 minutes long. If he goes more than that, they call the police on him.
Everything that I'm looking at tells me
this guy's yelling out here. Tell him to shut up.
More banks are going down. that Silvergate was just the tip of the iceberg. Silicon Valley is just a tip of the iceberg, and it's going to get a whole lot worse. I don't see.
He looks around a lot
And
too.
I don't like to give dates, but I don't see.
Oh, I don't like to
How
give dates.
another-
I don't like to give dates. Like, I really don't like to give dates, guys. But it's gonna be tomorrow at 2 p.m.
Don't drop within the next 60 days. I see another bank, or maybe two more banks dropping within the next 60 days. That's how dire I see the markets at this point.
Look at this fucking place back here. What is this? What the fuck is this shit? Some kind of resort? Who would want to? Anyway, anyway. I forget that people like things. People actually like things for some reason. Um, if you don't know that, if you can't pronounce, if you mix and match the words silicon, and silicone, okay, you might be an idiot. You might not be educated. Maybe you just are not good with words. But if you're also not good with numbers, if you're also not good with logic, what the fuck are you doing?
Markets are dead.
Fuck.
The banks are done. They're having liquidity issues. And the great thing about it is this. We all know when the banks have liquidity
We all know. We all know. We all know.
issues, what are they going to do?
Ah,
They're going to start calling in their loans. They're going to start calling in these people who they've been loaning money to, who are over leveraged, these bad actors who've been short.
here we go with the same old brain dead dumbass narrative from this point on. I don't need to hear that again. I've been hearing that for 2 fucking years. And it was garbage then and it's garbage now. Garbage in, garbage out. Oh, it's all garbage. Oh, here we go. You know what? I've been waiting for this moment. I've been waiting for this goddamn moment. Zero data. Come on down.
Check it.
Hey, fuck your goddamn intro. Now we know you're a grifter. You have an intro.
Update for you for AMC in the overall stock market, S&P 500. And today was a big day. I know it doesn't feel like it, but today was a big day because we had our first official bank run / bank failure. Phase 6. This is full.
Tony, zero data is going to tell us. He's going to tell us how Silverbank has to do with AMC stock. So I'm expecting this. This is zero data. He has zero data, but his channel, he's basically the next Ants Trades, but he's a little bit more polished, a little bit less like like he's a little bit less. He's a little bit more like he's a little bit more like a butter knife. Whereas Ants Trades is a baseball bat, kind of thing. But anyway, this guy, he's terrible. Don't get me wrong. Well, this commenter says, I don't know about next week being green, brother. We got some major economic data coming out. So zero data apparently is I mean, I would assume here that he's bullish. So he's a bullish AMC grifter he was kind of in the same class as Ants Trades, but Ants Trades now has dropped out of school again. So, yeah, he's basically Ant Trades.
Effect. I'm going to show you using
A Phil for real knockoff, who, yeah, he's a little bit less ghetto maybe. But also, you know, yeah. But I haven't really talked about him too much because it's just like, just like desperate, overly hopeful, overly confident, um, but seemingly using data as evidence. But now we're getting to something juicy here. Banks are starting to fail, and he puts out all these community posts like thank the community for They are going to collapse the current system and introduce CBDC, central bank digital currencies, forcing us to use the new system. And if you have no idea about anything, I suggest you learn quickly. It's going to greatly affect your life. So it's going to bring about your life. It's going to affect your life. It's going to it's going to begin your life. That's what he says. AMC breaking out of a falling wedge. We've been tracking on the channel. Next week looks good for the bounce. I talk about it all here in this new video. We got the bounce coming. It's terrible. It's on the level of advanced trades, as far as I'm concerned. Okay. We'll see how bad
Facts
it is.
and
Maybe
data,
might be
how
too bad.
AMC could squeeze if
See?
the market
Data.
crashes. I'm going to show you the points to look for.
There we go. There we go with the market. Everybody has consolidated their eggs into the market crash caused AMC squeeze basket. And I'm going to tell you right now, and everybody here knows this. Everybody here knows this. That's nonsense. It's not going to go down that way. It's not going to happen. Even if there were a major market crash, it would not, NOT, not cause AMC to squeeze. We've been over this so many times. We've even seen the market crash. And guess what? AMC went down, right down with it. So I don't know how you get around that data because you literally have a track record over the last year of what happened. And it's just not there. But I guess it's when the crash happens, when the market crash. But those weren't the crash. I'm saying he's saying the crash. Oh, okay. So the crash. So we have to wait for something that may or may not happen. And nobody knows when that will be, if it even does happen. And it'll probably be so far in the future, or it just won't happen, and nobody will think about it at all. The market won't majorly crash, and AMC also won't majorly crash, but won't go anywhere, and you'll never hear from this guy again. It's like Trey and others, but it's just like how I just don't get it. I don't get it. Things are bullish. I mean, the older I get, the more I fucking hate perma bulls. Like, I just, I it, and really perma bears and anybody who is always has the same outlook always because shit changes. That was one of the first things that inspired, actually, that this channel was based on was the idea. They say the DD is done. They say the DD is done, guys. Don't do any more DD. You don't need to. We already did it. DD's done. All you have to do is buy and hold. That's what they said in 2021, especially after the Kansas 5. Kansas 5 specifically said, look, you don't need to go do more DD. The DD is done. Okay, we did it, and we're going to teach it to you, but don't look it up yourself, essentially. That's what they said. The name of the channel actually is Data Zero, Lynn. I call it Zero Data. So, because, you know, um, but you have to be sensitive to the conditions. And like we were talking about in Telegram earlier, the apes have farted around, sat around on their hands for the better part of 2 years, watching the stock go down, investing in other shit stocks for the wrong reasons, wondering why they're losing money, blaming everybody under the sun except their own mental faculties. Why in the fuck would anybody listen to anything that even resembles advice from these guys? Like, in the real world, you have to have a track record of actually knowing what you're doing, being right about things, not saying you have to be able to predict things, but understanding concepts and presenting them correctly. I just, I like I said, I don't get it.
And I'm gonna
This reflects so poorly on our society. It's insane, really. I mean, it's absurd. I mean, I want to see the reaction from these people's like grade school, middle school, high school teachers. I want to see them watch these videos and look at how the students that they taught ended up, the level of critical thinking that they have or lack of, critical reasoning, evidence-based thinking, all the stuff that teachers, that education, all of the stuff, that you need to learn to be able to think for yourself and be a successful member of society. And it's all on display saying essentially what zero data is saying is my teachers, I'm going to blame my teachers, basically. I mean, that would be upsetting if I were a teacher and I saw that my former student was doing some stupid shit like this, talking about some nonsense. I mean, I don't think you need to be an expert in finance to know that, you know, what this is here. Um, I mean, straight off, straight away, the fucking rocket emoji. That that says it all. That says it all for me.
back it all up with facts. So if
All
you
right.
don't want to miss this video,
He said it. He said it, not
it's
me.
packed full of technical data, fundamental data, and
Okay, shut up. Just
back for
fucking
another
say
update
it.
for
God
AMC.
damn.
All right, guys, what is up? You are back for another update for AMC in the S&P 500, and today was a big day. I know it doesn't feel like it. I know it doesn't, but today was a big day. Why? Because today was the official theory coming to fruition. Guys, we had our first major bank fail.
Wait. He's saying that this is proof that the theory is correct? Why do these guys that didn't fucking finish high school, why do they think that they should be doing this? I mean, seriously. Seriously? I'm gonna have to go back and listen to this again. I'm
AMC in
losing
the
my mind here.
S&P 500, and today was a big day. I know it doesn't feel like it. I know it
Well,
doesn't, but
Lynn,
today was a big day.
God, this guy's voice and delivery is they're cheering for a bank failing. Um, well, yeah, because don't you remember how like Shart the VIX and um those types were basically cheering for a market crash, so that it would cause a squeeze, which would make the market crash even worse. And it didn't make any sense because they never even like the case for a market crash causing a massive short squeeze on AMC was never established, was never shown. It was just speculative, loosely correlated, certainly not causative. I think you got the same exact thing here because they've talked about the banks failing and they're not going to be able to pay us and yada yada. It's all so vague that now it was all set up in such a vague way. This is the beauty of this grift, really, is everything is so open, so non-specific that now that as soon as any bank fails, they can connect it to AMC. They've left the door open for them to connect anything to it and say, look, this is proof that what we said was going to happen is happening. See, the banks are failing. We got the first bank officially failing. So clearly it's related because I didn't finish high school and I certainly didn't go to college and I have no idea how to think critically, just be a worthless grifter on YouTube, essentially. But I know that right? These grifters don't know they're grifting. That's such an interesting aspect, angle, take. And that's, it's not that's kind of this kind of related to the question like are they frauds or are they negligent? Like do they not know that they are full of shit or do they know it and they're doing it willingly? Um but they're so ignorant that they have no clue. They don't even know they don't know they don't understand the impact of their words, which is a reason why people should know what they're doing before they fucking do it.
Day. Why?
Ugh.
Because today was the official theory coming to fruition. Guys, we had our first major bank fail. Okay? So the banks runs are starting to happen. This is going to be a domino effect. Apes long had a theory that a market crash would correlate with AMC short squeeze because liquidity dries up in the market. That is what causes a short squeeze. We long had a theory that when the banks start to fail, the hedge funds would start to fail, liquidity would dry up, margin calls would happen, and forced share covering would happen.
There we go with liquidity drying up. Good old liquidity drying up again. Jeez.
Because of that, it's a domino effect, it's a liquidation effect, it's a margin call effect, and this is all happening as we speak. That is why we had such a major down day today, and we are seeing markets absolutely capitulate. I do think that if we test this $3,400 level, this is when AMC could actually start seeing the actual benefits of the market crashing. It could actually start running, and there is proof to back this up because if we look at 2008 stock market crash, so if we look at 2008 when the actual market started to crash, we can see that one of the biggest down days or biggest down months, I should say, was in October. So if you look at one of the biggest capitulation months, we bottomed about 2 months later. So before, when the market was around its lows or near its lows, and we had the biggest down month, so October was the biggest down monthly candle, that is when Volkswagen squeezed. So if you look at when Volkswagen squeezed,
And it had
squeezed
nothing.
in October 2008. And what happened in October 2008? The market absolutely crashed and absolutely
Wait,
capitulated.
what?
And that is why I believe AMC could see
That's not
the
data. That's not fact backing it up with data. Do you see why I fucking hate this guy? Do you see? I hope that this is coming through. That this guy is an idiot. This is the laziest grifting now. That you want to know the state of the grift? Here it is. The state of the grift is lazy. They've all the only people who are here are lazy fucks who do shit like this. AMC, here we go. AMC will squeeze in 2023 when the market crashes because Volkswagen squeezed in 2008, October, and the market crashed. That's his logic. That's his data. That's what he thinks is a valid source, a valid evidence to support that. Either he thinks that and he truly believes it, which case he just didn't finish high school and obviously didn't go to college and maybe didn't finish seventh grade, or he knows that he's full of shit and he's the worst type of grifter, the very intentional charlatan, snake oil salesman, flim flam grifter. And I don't know. I could never figure that out for these guys. Um, they want to see the bank runs cause the market crash, which will cause the short squeeze because, everybody will have all this money because market crash. So they'll just have no problem just writing a check, you know. They'll just write a check for the whole thing and just be done with it. Wash their hands of it, right?
short
Jesus
squeeze,
Christ.
just like Volkswagen did. You cannot convince me otherwise. I have done the research, I've done the TA, I've done the DD, and it's
Oh, okay. Well, there's evidence-based thinking for you. Man, I wish your fucking teachers could hear how stupid you are. You are a fucking fool. And I'm inclined not to listen to too much more of this now. I mean, I guess I haven't listened enough to this guy to not be surprised by hearing that, but fuck. Yep, that's it. That's who the apes want. They want somebody who's going to say, I'm convinced of this. You're not going to change my mind. I've done the DD, I've done the research. Well, to quote Phil for real, then what the fuck are we talking about here? What the fuck are we
Why
talking
I
about?
believe AMC could see the short squeeze, just like Volkswagen did. You cannot convince me otherwise. I have done the research, I've done the TA, I've done the DD, and it's all leading
That's
up
completely
to
backwards.
this. The
That is a completely backwards way of thinking. I mean, I'm just dumbfounded by this. Absolutely amazing. So you should be welcoming people to challenge your assumptions. Yes, 100%. So instead of saying you can't convince me, what you should say is I'm ready to be convinced. Otherwise, if you would just show me the evidence and and I'll be happy to take a look at it. And, I don't think I don't think it'll be convincing, but I welcome the challenge. Bring it on. No, he doesn't even, you cannot convince me. I, I,
bank runs, the liquidity drying up, the FTDs coming to
liquidity drying up. That's in your future, moistly. Your liquidity is about to dry up.
being on the threshold
Be
security list
careful.
for so many days. We've been on for about 23
Sure you use lubrication.
days. Remember, GME was on the threshold security list for 500 days or for 39 days when it ran up
What?
to $500.
What is this guy dyslexic too? Oh my God. Um, threshold security is awesome.
We
Sweet.
could see AMC pop at any second, and things could get crazy at any second. We have massive
See, that's lazy. Obviously, that's true. So it's obviously not going to happen. But you think it is, so whatever. It it could it could pop off at any moment. So what are we listening to you
the
for then?
failure
You
to
don't know
delivers
anything.
these failure to delivers are racking up. They are coming home to roost. We have way more failure to delivers than last time. If you look at the last time we ran up to the high of
Way
$44, it
more
was
than
72, but
last
now we see a
time.
stock split. If you guys look, FTDs were racking up. That's these white bars here. They were about 5 million at the peak of it. Okay, so about 5 million FTDs. If you look what we have now, we have about 7 million, 7.5 million FTDs. We are going to see a massive run, and all of these FTDs and being
Jesus
on the
Christ,
threshold
what a
security
fucking
list is
retard.
indicative of naked shorting. Naked shorting.
Nope. No. Oh no, partner. You just committed a cardinal sin.
7.5 million FTDs. We are going to see a massive run, and all of these FTDs and being on the threshold security list is indicative of naked shorting. Naked shorting.
Nope. Wrong. Again. Wrong again. I mean, this is like shooting fish in a barrel. These guys are fucking dumb. Okay? No, it is not indicative of naked short selling. It could be, but it's not necessarily. There are dozens, literally dozens of ways that failure to delivers can happen. And a hedge fund somehow shorting stock that they don't borrow through a broker that is not legally permitted to do that is one very unlikely reason why the FTD would happen. But he's done the DD, he's done the research, so he would probably know that. Then he must be just grifting then, I guess. I don't know. But don't sit there and fucking say that FTDs and threshold securities list means naked shorting because it doesn't. And I don't even think this guy understands what naked shorting is. I don't think he understands what FTDs are. I don't think he does. He's going to have to show that he does understand it, because as it stands now, I don't see any understanding. I don't see any
Confirms that there
understanding.
are synthetic shares in this play. There is data showing that there are sorry about that, synthetic shares in this play. There is data showing us that, and if
I
you
already told him their liquidity, Moistly's liquidity is going to dry up. You're going to need some water glycol based lubrication for what's about to happen. Read between the lines.
look at how much short interest we have,
Synthetic
if you look at the
realities.
cost to borrow, so short interest is
Listen to all this
24.1.
shit. All of the same old, tired, old fucking reasons that haven't meant anything, that mean nothing. This is the most the most basic of the free publicly available data. Do you really fucking think? Okay, do you really think that some idiot like this is going to look at publicly available data on Fintel and say something like this with any accuracy? Are you kidding me? I mean, come on. What the fuck? Well, since they're probably male, since they're probably a person with a penis, um, I'm not even sure that I understand the mechanism uh, by which they became moist, but or what type of anyway. But 80, 82 to 87% of people with sexual innuendos in their names or internet messaging are male, and they appear to be female. I just made that up, but if you numbers, are more convincing. Anyway,
47%. If we look at the cost of borrow being at 100%, if we look at all of these data points, we can see that the stock and the shares are utilized to the maximum, and there are definitely phantom shares. There is proof of this.
I mean, you said there's going to be fucking data, and you're just saying all the same fucking shit that every fucking grifter says. That's all he's done. This is no different. No different than any of the other fucking bullshit. None. No different. In fact, it's worse because he's claiming to use data and evidence. Well, guess what, Zero Data? You fucking suck. Okay? Give it up. You're not going to reach 5,000 subscribers, too, by the way. You are not going to hit 5K. If you haven't done it by now, with this ridiculous fucking bullshit, pathetic pumping, you're never going to do it. Look at all these fucking people. Things are bullish. The VW squeeze shows that this could happen to AMC. No, it doesn't. No, it does not. You are literally an idiot. No, it doesn't show anything. Why do people compare apples to oranges? We're morons, plain and simple. They're people that are, most people lose their money in the stock market. Here's two examples right here. This person and the Data Zero channel itself. These are two people that have no clue, and they are statistics. They are fucking statistics of the 90+% of people who end up losing all of their fucking money because they have no clue about shit at all. And that means that they shouldn't have a YouTube channel, because now this person ostensibly believes that the Volkswagen squeeze shows that this could happen to AMC. I mean, it has to be, right? It has to be 90% bots. Who would say this shit? Who would say this shit? The dominoes are starting to fall. We have always said that they can't keep this up forever, and I do believe we were right. Andy, no, that would be a nice ending. That would be a happy fucking ending. But your ending is not happy. Like, I don't know how to tell you this, but you're fucking wrong. Like, nothing here at all indicates that you were right, but they want to believe that they're right? Give me a fucking break. Oh, great. Another technical analyst. This is what the technicals are telling me. Here's what the technicals are telling me. That's enough of this nonsense. Um, wow. I couldn't even get through a third of that video. That was bad. That was fucking bad. Oh, Russell Corey. Russell Corey. I had such high fucking hopes for Russell Corey when he first came out, and he just ended up being another brain dead pumper.
Hey
Who's
everybody, it's
actually
Russ. Welcome back to the
who's been in this channel. He's been in the chat here. Just spewing the same narrative. Also, turn your audio down, bro.
channel. You know, it's going to be an exciting weekend for AMC. The AMC popcorn is hitting the shelves, and I think this could be a real game changer for AMC.
Who believes that? Are you fucking kidding me? You're a fucking grown man sitting there saying that popcorn is going to be a game changer. Go fuck yourself. God damn it.
Because a lot of people
This is the silliest shit I have ever fucking encountered. I mean, this shit's absurd. Yeah, the popcorn's going to be a fucking game changer. Give me a
would
break.
like to support AMC, a lot of
God.
eights, but they might be in a position like myself. I've got a young family, so I can't take my kids to see, you know, R-rated or PG-13 movies.
Wow, this guy is a fucking Ned Flanders. Sorry, Russ. That is not entertaining whatsoever. You have failed to entertain me. God damn, is there nothing good out here today? Oh, wait a minute. Oh, yeah, there's good out here. We got a KC Shaw tweet. Financial success is inevitable in your future from Panda Express. Oh, why does it not surprise me that this fucking lame ass fuck eats at Panda Express? I mean, whatever. Sounds like I'm judging him, doesn't it? Well, maybe I am. Just, you know, it just doesn't surprise me, that's all. Where are the numbers? This person wants to be Casey's friend. You can tell by the tone. He's trying to get on, he's trying to gain favor with Casey. They got a little bromance going on there, if you ask me. Got a little bromance going on. Weird. Weird. Have you ever actually seen his wife? I don't know. Maybe she's fake. Like, it doesn't matter that it had no exposure to AMC because this is a systemic thing somehow. Somehow. The AMC is major risk to the shorts until April 27th. God damn it. I think I'm going to do one more video and then go take a cold shower. Margin calls are close. Margin calls are close. Okay, here's the Common Sense Investor video. Oh, wait, is this the one? I know I was urged to watch one of them. I don't know if it was this one or what, but boy, there was some ridiculous fucking shit on Reddit that was seeing the other day. The AMC nuclear bomb. Here we go. This this is probably my proposed sell. Spell check.
What's up, everybody? It's the Common Sense Investor coming at you with another video. In this video, I'm going to address the one question that I get asked almost every single day, and that is CSI. Where do you think we're going? It's not an easy answer because nobody.
Wait a minute. I know where we're going here. I know where we're going. I'll tell you
wants
in a
to
minute.
hear this shit. But I tell you what, for just the next 5 minutes, I'll take the time and I'm going to explain why I believe what I believe is going on. All right? What I need you to do is to push away from your shares for just a minute. And you need to not be an AMC or GME shareholder for just a minute.
Oh,
All right?
good luck with
and
that.
Look inside the box
They're
instead of staying inside the box. And you're going to see the problem. I see YouTubers report on it all the time. This many billion, that many billion. And that all sounds awesome and that we're all going to be freaking rich, but that's bullshit, people. There was a time when we could have all gotten rich off this play.
Well, that's bullshit, people. That's bullshit, people. So this is how he's going to weasel out of this. See, he's smarter than he looks. He has an exit strategy. He's telling us that it's not going to happen now. It could have happened before, but it's not going to happen now because. And it's going to be reverse split and lawsuits and Antara capital and all this bullshit. And he's going to slither out of the whole thing. That's my guess. He's not going to do that in this video, but he's setting it up. He's playing, he's playing a strategy here on checkers.
Refused to cover or close out their positions at a low enough price that there was survival for them. And they continued to play the game. All right. Now, think about the box. If you believe that there are no shares available, and if you believe that there are billions of synthetics, look down into that box at the problem. And you'll begin to see, oh shit, there's a situation here. Yes, because it's my opinion that every single time somebody press that buy button, buy button, buy button, buy button, buy button, a placeholder is created. Buy button, created a placeholder. Buy button, create another placeholder.
So what is it, story time with CSI?
50 to 100 billion fake placeholders.
Well, he said that people are throwing out all kinds of numbers and that they're all bullshit. And now he's throwing out his number. So is it bullshit or is it not bullshit? Well, I mean, come on. What do you think?
Holders in people's account that there are no shares to cover. And that excites some people. They're like, oh yeah, hell yeah, they got to cover. Stop. They don't have to do a fucking thing. Let me tell you why. If you're looking at the situation from the outside looking in, then you'll see the problem that they have. And then you'll come up with the only logical conclusion that they can come up with to fix this situation. Now let's just say, for example, I'm right. There's 50 billion.
Let's just say, for an example, I'm right. Well, that's a convenient example. Let's just say, for example, you've never been right and you never will be right. That's probably closer to reality. But go ahead. It's fantasy story time with Uncle CSI.
Fake placeholders in people's accounts. How do you fix this? There's only one way to do it. If you close out those positions, which you can't close it until you get ready to sell, that's another story. But if they try to close out these positions, they will crush the financial system here in America. That's the position they've gotten themselves into. You say, well, that's their fault. They got to pay me.
There's no evidence for that, though. Okay, I'm gonna shut him down right here. I mean, I'll listen to the rest of this video and laugh about things, but he's already gone so far away from anything that could be evidenced that this is literally the random blah 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 nonsense coming out of a toddler at this point. There's no there's no basis in anything here. It's like it's so frustrating because there's an easy fix to this whole thing. Is there evidence to show it? No? Then why do you think that? Well, yada yada yada. But is that evidence? And is there actually any logical connection between them? No. No? Then you got cooked, plain and simple. You were under an emotional control when you made the decision to do this. So it has these emotions, feelings attached to it. That's clouding people's judgment and making them come up with these ridiculous fucking theories. And I say, it's, come on, be fucking real. Get real. And I mean, at the very least, you should be requiring some proof, some evidence. Like if you want to go buy a house, you want to buy a house, you want to get a mortgage. Okay, maybe you make enough money, you have enough down payment, but they're going to ask to see the proof of that. They're not just going to take your word for it. We're talking about buying a $65,000 house or well, okay, we were talking about buying I don't know, $250,000 house or something. Like not all the money in the world. These people are talking about getting that per share and they have thousands of shares. Yet they have not ever, ever demanded to see any actual evidence because they were under this emotional control when they bought into it. Thanks to people like fucking Trey and Matt Coles, fucktards who have left and now their place has been filled in by these idiots who have no personality. Just repeat the same shit over and over and just ratchet up the intensity, but nothing will match the intensity of the original emotional state they were in. It's simple, really. Unfortunately, market's not going to change too much. I mean, it's just how long will they continue to buy into this? That's probably a personal question. Like, it's going to be different for each one of these people. But what we need to have is a moratorium on these types of videos. Like, it's not a free speech issue, so don't even go there. It is not a free speech issue. You have no free speech on this platform. You got to know that going in. So, okay. And until Elon Musk buys YouTube and makes it free speech absolutist, which God help us, they can absolutely tell you, they meaning YouTube, what they will accept and what they will not accept on their platform. So, having said that, there needs to be a moratorium on these. This is my opinion. It's not financial advice videos about, I don't know, highly volatile stocks or, something. Have the lawyers write it up, see what you can
They
do.
don't have to do a
But I mean, this doesn't help anybody. it helps nobody. In fact, it hurts people. Because yes, he didn't come up with this. He wasn't part of the original foundation of this nonsense, but he took it up and he rebroadcasts it and he adds his little, you know, flair to it. And it's just as misleading, if not more now at this point, because I mean, to remain committed to that, like you have to not only are you not asking, excuse me, demanding proof, you're not demanding proof. You're just accepting every. Oh, God, it's just.
A fucking
And then that changes your own standards. Now you start to think about other things through this absolutely ridiculously low threshold of intellectual curiosity to where
thing,
I can't look at his
people.
fucking teeth. Um, this very low bar, and it's not good. So there needs to be some type of action taken. And I'm not talking about subpoenas. I'm talking about YouTube fucking shutting them down. You will not make content about this. I doubt it'll happen. I'd like to see them all get sued, actually. So I guess I do want to see them in court. No, I just want them to receive a bill in the mail. I just want them to take all the ill-gotten gains that they got, all of the money that they've made pumping this fucking thing. That's not fairly achieved. It's not. In fact, it really, everybody should be outraged about that, in my opinion, especially the people that sunk a shitload of money into this bullshit. All
Y'all
right.
need to understand that. All this crying about people doing their jobs, believe it or not, I think they are. They're trying to do something to fix this situation, and there's only one solution. One.
Nuclear
One
bombs.
logical conclusion to fix this problem, and that is to do a reverse stock split, delete 90%. Now let's just say, for example, I'm right, there's 50 billion, and you do a reverse stock split where you just took 50 billion placeholders and you whittled it down to 5 billion. So
No! What the fuck is he talking about? It says right in the fucking documents how many shares there are, how many shares there will be, how many shares are authorized. For fuck. No, you're not right. And that, yeah, they're gonna, oh my God. What the fuck?
we don't have to deal with the 50 billion fake placeholders. We only have to deal with 5 billion. All right. And then how are they planning on dealing with those 5 billion shares that they've got over?
God damn it. Why are they so fucking obsessed with shares? They are obsessed with shares like it's a prized fucking possession. They don't understand they don't understand equity. They don't understand what they're actually buying. They don't understand the actual point. They don't understand. They think it should be they they want it to be they want AMC shares to be so scarce, so bad. They want scarcity. They're trying to introduce artificial scarcity, honestly. They are trying to make the shares they thought that they could make the shares scarce to drive the price up and basically corner the market, which I don't know how many securities violations there are in that batch of things, but I mean, they thought they could run a game on Wall Street. That's really what it was. They thought that they could outsmart Wall Street. And it turns out that they actually can't. And so they have to come up with every outlandish theory from Ken Griffin is alien lizard humanoid to they just don't pay their bills, to they burn down warehouses, to they create synthetic fake counterfeit shares. Enough is fucking enough with this shit. Like seriously. If there's 50 billion, they're going to whittle it down to 5 billion. Is that that sounds like a ratio of teeth you started out with to
They
teeth
gotta
you
get
have
them
now.
out of the system. They're gonna drop the fucking
God,
price. Now,
50 to 5.
let me ask you this: for those that say they're gonna cover soon as we do a reverse stock split, we're going to the moon. Stop with the bullshit. All right? That if they are short, let's just say at $12, they're short.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. At the time we do a reverse stock split, those short positions get 10x also. And what's going to happen is the short positions are going to go away, but the ones that are left are going to be 10x. So if they bought in,
they don't go away.
12.
They don't fucking go away. It's the same fucking principle as your shares. How many months has it been? How do they still not know this shit? It blows my mind.
Means they're going to be short at $120 a share. That's what they're short. $120 a share. They started shorting at 120. So now, what's the next logical thing that they would do? They would push the price back down from wherever it is, 120, on back down to 12, and then maybe somebody will make them cover or close out their positions. Maybe. But if you stop and you look at this situation, for real, people, for real, 50 billion fake placeholders in people's accounts. How do we get rid of them? We do a reverse stock split. Well, the price of the shares is going to be equal, so it doesn't matter. Okay, my average is $9. So then my new average is going to be 90, right?
$9. Wow. You bag holder. CSI bag holder. Now, I mean, really, the notion of shares, they just got this all wrong. I mean, it really, like, and I got this article here. Not that one. Where is it? Not naked, not Emperor's New. Is it this? Where the fuck? Well, anyway, I had somewhere. Oh, here it is. Yeah. This article right here argues that they're naked short selling is no different than short selling. Like it's not any worse. Like it doesn't matter, basically. And I mean, I'll put the link to the to this PDF in the chat and in the description if anybody wants to read it. But now it's from cato.org. I'm not like making any. I didn't even know where it was hosted, but um, it's an interesting article, and it's got some interesting points in it. On the conversely, I also have here, and I haven't even gotten into this yet. I just acquired it, but this book by one of our favorite warriors here, Naked, Short, and Greedy by none other than Dr. Suzanne Trimbath in PDF format as well. This was first published in January of 2020. Wow. Wow. The impact of trade settlement failures in equity markets. So she's a trade settlement failure warrior. And, maybe 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 she's an ape too. But now I'm not saying that I don't know what I'm not saying. I'm not in fact, I'm not even sure what she's saying. I know she argues that all these look, I can tell right now that this book is very allegorical. It's very uh, heavy on metaphor and that it's sensationalized. She's a sensationalist. As many of you may already know, my letter in investment news attracted a lot of attention. Oh, aren't you just a warrior? All right, let's
Well,
finish this
same
shit.
thing on their side of the fence. If they're short at 12, when they 10x this thing and it reverses, they're going to be short at 120. Now, if they didn't cover at 12, what the hell makes you think they're going to start closing out their positions at $120 a share? No, you're not looking at this logical. All right, it's very simple. There's only one solution. You got to reverse the stock splits, get rid of these placeholders, drive the price back down, close out them fucking positions, and then we're back to normal. That's where I think we're going. So with that, I wish I could be upbeat and tell y'all we're fixed to be so fucking rich. And if I'm wrong and we run up tomorrow to 10 or 12, hallelujah, we're on the move up. But they can't let it happen. They can't let it happen. Too many people will hit their sell button and we will crush this financial system. I know it. They know it. The only people who don't know what will happen if you hit that sell button is you. So with that, love y'all. Still voting no because nobody's ever convinced me that this was the right thing to do, but I'm going to be honest with you about that too. Whether this vote is yes or no, people, this is going to happen. What stock was that? They woke up in the middle of the night and they did a reverse stock split on their company. And the stockholders woke up and said, what the fuck happened? Oh, yeah, well, we made an executive decision in the middle of the night to go ahead and do a reverse stock split. So that's what's going on. And nobody did a fucking thing about it. You know why they did that? Did they have to do it in the middle of the night?
What the
No.
fuck is he talking
That's
about?
criminals doing what's called gauging a response time. Okay? Frankie, you ought to be able to relate to that. You're ex-law enforcement. Criminals will do a fake crime just to gauge the response time of the police. They're doing the same thing here. They've been testing these fucking reverse stock splits on these other stocks. They did one in the middle of the night. Nobody complained, so they know that they'll be able to do it here. And nobody will say a fucking word about it. They'll just get on YouTube and cry about how unfair things are. So, that's where I think we're at. Tell me if you think differently. Comment down below. I'm excited. Oh, one more thing. At the end of this video, you're going to see Shazam! Fury of the Gods trailer. That's over on...
Nope. No, we're not. No, we are not seeing anything of the sort. Jesus Christ. GME, it's something different, not just not your father's shit company. All right. I'm going to play one more, have it play us out. Although, oh, hang on. Margin calls are closed. Margin calls are closed. Why I say AMC is coming to an end. How the coming market crash might save our AMC run. So that's the same thing that everybody's been talking about. Today is the end. Massive bank collapses. Today is the end. AMC top short. I really, it's got to be this. AMC banks need liquidity. The facts. Oh God, don't use that word. The Marine. Uh, Adam Aaron and legal shorting. Oh, I love that too. Oh, this is some garbage right here. I hate to put you guys through that, but I watched it. You guys should have to watch it. Oh, well, let's just do a couple housekeeping thing. Well, not really housekeeping, but I just wanted to say that. Remember this one? Well, we didn't look at this, but we looked at the issue here. So, um, Yahoo is lying about earnings again. EPS beat expectations all 4 quarters of 2022. Yahoo keeps retroactively changing data. So they think that Yahoo is changing whether AMC beat the earnings or missed the earnings to try to get people to sell, I guess. And they're talking about, I love this comment. You'll notice the reported EPS is also showing a strong recovery trend, which is probably why they are manipulating the data. Here's the numbers. Negative 65 cents, negative 20 cents, negative 20 cents, negative 14 cents. That's a strong recovery trend, according to this person. Strong recovery trend. Jesus Christ. They lie about everything else. Yahoo is always fake. Owned by 90% Apollo Global Management. I love that too. They look at who owns things to say, well, Apollo Management owns them, so you can't trust anything they say. These people are just completely, completely out to lunch. On the Fidelity app, it shows missed earnings by 4 cents. I guess each service can have different expectations, but the reported number should always be the same. So it depends on what you're seeing for reported EPS. AMC's earnings release definitely states they beat expectations. So I don't know if anybody catches where I'm going with this yet, but we talked about this, sort of. Um, yeah, but we talked about earnings, the earnings number. We talked about the number that was being used, that was being reported by AMC as their earnings per share. And I said that this is going to cause confusion. And as far as I'm concerned, this is this is evidence of that right here. It's evidence of that right here. So what what number are they using? Well, let's see. Okay. They're just going to show it, but they say that AMC missed it by 5 cents. 5 cents. Okay, what was the earnings number? Well, TradingView says that it was negative 14 cents. Okay, let's use another source. I like this site called Stock Analysis. It's very basic and easy to use to see the earnings statements. And they just get the stuff straight from the SEC. Well, NASDAQ data link. And it comes from the SEC filings. So here's the EPS, earnings per share, quarterly income, earnings per share, negative 27 cents. TradingView says negative 14 cents. Remember this? Yeah. Welcome back. So we have a discrepancy in the EPS numbers, which we went over in a previous stream, that this negative 14 cents data is an adjusted number, even though it's not indicating that here. It is adjusted EPS. I wonder if this one actually says that. Wait, why is it? What's great? Oh, it's bad. It goes the other way. Okay. So here, basic earnings per share, Q4 2022. Basic earnings per share, negative 56 cents. Diluted earnings, 56. Do we have? We just have to look at the filing, I guess, which we did. I'm not going to do it again. But you can see diluted EPS, negative 56 cents. We are looking at the right one, right? Q4 2022. Q4. EPS basic 27, negative 27 cents. And then here we have, so here's the thing. It says right here, basic earnings per share, right? It's earnings per share of issued ordinary shares. 56-cent loss, right? Here it says that, now this is the other part of it. So it says standardized, negative 55.7 or negative 56 cents, standardized, okay? That means GAAP, reported. This is what AMC reported, or, and released in a press release as their EPS data, negative 14 cents. Okay, so what was the estimate? It was negative 20 cents. So they beat it on this one. They beat it. Yay. They did better than they thought they would. Better than Wall Street thought. Here it says that it was missed by 5 cents. So this one's beat by 6 cents. The other one's missed by 5 cents. Okay, so this one was a estimate of 20. So then Yahoo is probably reporting an estimate of 20, or wait a minute, where'd it go? Yahoo is reporting basically the negative 25 number. And or the consensus was right around, yeah, negative 20. I don't like this at all, the way they've got this here. It should tell you the exact. I don't want it on a scale. I want to know the exact data. Just put it in a table. But it's negative 25 cents. So here's the negative closest one to that, negative 27 cents. Right? So that's also an adjusted number. Not quite sure, because here on TradingView we have a gap of 56 cents, and that was also shown there. This one, unless I was looking at the wrong thing, been adjusted to 27 cents. So I don't like when they do this adjusting. This adjusted EPS is bullshit. Um, and then you get into, okay, the consensus estimates were 25 cents. Okay. So this data, this site says that they beat it because they're using the adjusted EPS number. This other site says that they missed it because they're using the standardized gap EPS. It's all over the place, and these people, apes, are not they're not in tune with this at all. So this is what they think. They end up coming out of this thinking that Yahoo is lying about it because Yahoo is in on this crime of the century. When in reality, AMC itself is grifting on its EPS numbers because they're not telling you the actual number. They're telling you an adjusted number that makes it look like they lost less money. Oldest trick in the book. And immediately, when I saw two different numbers when the earnings came out that day, actually, I didn't see the numbers. I saw people talking about the numbers, about how they beat, how they missed. And then that spurred the research and stream that we did on that, the earnings, adjusted earnings, standardized earnings, etc. Uh, and to say, hey, we haven't heard the last of this. And here it is. They don't know it. They don't know it. They think that Yahoo is fake. But here's the point. Here's the point. Hey, Chris, here's the point. This AMC grift, this AMC nonsense, it goes far beyond AMC. You're dealing with a group of people that are conditioned. The first thing they think is somebody's lying, somebody's cheating, somebody is doing crime. Not, okay, how can I make sense of this? Is there something that I'm missing? Which is what we did. Okay, I see two numbers. Let me figure this out. I'm not going to assume that one of these is wrong. I'm not going to assume that somebody's lying intentionally. I'm going to try to get to the bottom of each one and see how they compare. This is what you have to do. You cannot jump to conclusions like this. This is going to, like, this this attitude, this course of action, again, is it more evidence as to why this whole thing, is a false narrative. Because if they did pay attention to detail, if they did ask critical questions, if they did demand evidence and try to get to an evidence-based conclusion, they wouldn't be posting this stuff. They wouldn't be saying that Yahoo is changing data retroactively. Oh, okay. Okay, so you have a screenshot from this day and you have a different screenshot from the next day and you can show that it changed retroactively. Oh no, you can't. So so we got assumptions, we got falsehoods, we got nonsense. These people, I mean, like I keep saying, like I tell you all every day, the data is just false. We have to give a bad impression of the market so we can make bad trading decisions. Yeah. So the fact that you suck at trading is somebody else's fault. What more do you need to know about somebody like Donahue George? He thinks that the reason he sucks at trading is because the data that they release to him is false, meant to give a false narrative about the market so he can make bad trading decisions. He literally says that beginning of every video. He's telling you, don't listen to me. People do. Anyway, I thought this was interesting because I did spend a lot of time looking at this earnings per share garbage and how AMC used adjusted earnings per share to make it seem like they lost a lot less money. But at the end of the day, you can't outrun things like net income. You you can't outrun things like operating margin and profit margin and free cash flow margin. You can fuck around with EBITDA and adjusted earnings if you want to, but these margin, income, net, that shit doesn't lie. It does not lie. And the reality lies in a vastly different place from where most of these people believe that it does or want to believe that it does. Mainly, probably because they don't actually take the time to look at details. They want to jump to a conclusion. Oh, look, it's Yahoo lying again. And, you know, that's just not a winning approach. It's just not a winning approach. So I'm trying to find something real quick here. Oh, there it is. Okay. So I was out earlier and got this picture here. This is my local Bed Bath and Beyond here in Northeast Ohio. And this was at, oh, I don't know, like 6 o'clock or something like that this evening. Um, this is an Old Navy here. This is at Books A Million. And there actually is a GameStop over here on the right side. You can't see it though. And there definitely were more cars at GameStop than at Bed Bath and Beyond. So like what? I don't even know. I don't know if this car is probably for Old Navy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 cars legitimately in the lot. This one's up near the front. I guess it is parked there. I mean, yeah, this was like prime time on a Friday night. There's a grocery store over here and Lowe's and other things. They were all packed. So that's whoops. That's what it's like here for this. Anyway, all right, guys. This was I tell you what, this is this shit is I don't even know what more can be said. Everybody knows that this is ridiculous. Now, there's some such garbage on here. I told you guys about the um this is well, yeah. Here you go. They tried calling they tried calling household investors a cult. First cult I've heard of that ended up being right about everything. They ended up being right about everything. Guys, don't you know? Good fucking God. I'll see you guys on Sunday for the futures. We'll see if anything happens. Ugh. Where'd they get all these shares to short? I don't know. Crime. See you guys later. Have a good night. Take care.